Hello, welcome to Intuitive Insights. I am your no BS woo woo coach, Megan McDonough, here to guide you to use your intuition and creativity for a more purpose filled life. So, what I do on this channel, if you're new, is a couple of things. Every intuitive reading that I do, I have a spiritual sketch, which comes through me as a visual, but it's like a spiritual message that I see, and then I feel compelled to draw. And the way that this came about when I was starting this kind of journey is I just felt like this impression of these visuals, these spiritual images, these spiritual sketches that I ended up doing I just felt compelled to put them on paper for the person I read. So I did. And initially I saw them as very vibrant and colorful. But then after I reflected on it a bit, I was like, oh, no, 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 no. These messages are for them. They're their spirit messages. They're their soul messages. And so they need to color them. They need to put their energy into it so that they can really fuse the message within them. So all the spiritual sketches became just that, sketches, and turned into coloring pages. And coloring also, there's been a lot of studies on coloring and how it can help alleviate the mind of worry and anxiety, and how it can really tap you into a form or meditative like state and just relax you a bit. And then the same with journaling. I'm a big journaler. So all the intuitive spiritual sketches had, the coloring pages had a complementary journal prompt. Because what I find is that when you discover something intuitively, or it comes from your soul specifically, it sticks more. It resonates deeper, and it creates a bigger shift within you, in your life, your perspective, your energy, your vibration. More so than if you just learned something on your own, or someone who you respect and admire taught you. All those things work, but for some reason, it just resonates deeper when the message comes from within you. The other thing that I recognized during this process was that every spiritual sketch, every spiritual message in the form of an image that I received, had a twofold message. A specific one for the person I was reading, and then a universal one for that hopefully everyone can, get a little nugget of wisdom from. And so that's what I'm sharing here. That's why I started doing this particular podcast, to help take these little golden nuggets. I feel like they're little golden nuggets, and just kind of spread them around and share them. Right. And if it's something that you can take and apply into your life, or shift your perspective again, or open up your perspective a bit to create more intuitive energy, creativity, and flow in your life, then that's what I was hoping for. The other thing I do on this channel is I offer at times, it depends on what the message is, but some intuitive practices that you can do, meditations and tools that you can use in your life and in your creative, intuitive, and spiritual journey. I also do interviews. And the interviews for me were specifically to look at, not just from my lens, but from everyone, not everyone, because I don't interview anyone, but whoever I'm interviewing, their lens, right? And I firmly believe that we're all on a spiritual journey, whether or not we choose to accept it, right? This life in general on earth is a spiritual journey. For those of us who are aware of that, how do they utilize their intuition as a navigational tool in that spiritual journey? So I interview people on their path and their insights on intuition, and how they cultivate it or resonate with it to be in better flow in life, right? More universal flow. So today, I'm sharing a message that's been on my mind and my heart a lot lately. And this is going to be the final message of 2024. Gotten thrown off a bit personally recently. I had a bit of a health scare early on in November, and I had, a few podcast episodes up until, I'd been ahead of myself with them, but then after a while, all the wheels fell off and I got off track. So this is my last one for 2024, and I hope to be back early 2025. But today I'm going to show you the spiritual sketch, the original. And the message of the day is just breathe into your magic. I don't know why that makes me want to cry when I say it, but it does. Breathe into your magic. Now, I say no BS woo-woo coach, right? And I realize what I just said kind of sounds like BS. But it's not. It's not. Because, and this is why I believe it's not. Because whatever words can hold a candle to your heart to keep you moving forward towards your most elevated, highly vibrational self, that's not BS. That's just forward moving energy helping you along your way. That's how I look at it. So today, this is the spiritual sketch. Breathe into your magical self. This sketch, for those of you who are just listening and not watching, this is like a pegasus. I was really proud of this when I drew it. I was not expecting for it to, I mean, it's a, if you scrutinize it too much, you'll find some faults in the like the size of the legs. I'm going to be honest, they're pretty small, but I see this in my mind. I see this in like magical, glittery pastel colors, right? Like that's how I see this beautiful, strong, gorgeous, unique, fantastical creature. And the person who I read and this image came forward for, there was a, I feel like there's a lot of magic in everybody, right? And sometimes, even if we know our magic is there, we sometimes need or want or just hope that someone will give us the permission to breathe into it. And it's not just that, it's also the permission to breathe into it, but also the awareness, the kindness to see it, to really, really see it, and just hold space for it, just allow it, welcome it in. So here's how I see this, this magical pegasus. I see it like the idea of, like, I keep hearing the idea of like snowflakes, right? Like how they're all completely unique on their own individually, but snowflakes make up snow, right? This isn't like, revelation that I'm, telling you right now. Obviously, you know what snow is, but in the analogy of snow and snowflake, I see that like souls, right? And light. Like to me, I see soul is like light, like one big, massive, universal light. But then we have individual tiny snowflakes that are coming in with a specific message, lesson, gift, journey that affects and resonates with all the other snowflakes in this snow-filled world. And I'm gonna get a little personal. So recently I've been reflecting on my personal journey, and it especially when it comes to, well, breathing into my magic. So I was recently diagnosed with ADHD. Now I'm gonna tell you, not a surprise. Always knew I had it once I knew what it was. But I kind of did it because I felt like my daughter might be having some of the tendencies I had, and I really wanted to have her get some help and support now that we know what it is and know how to help and support neurodivergency. So I was like, oh, I'll get tested too. So we both got tested, and I confirmed that I'm ADHD. I tell my children, and I firmly believe that it's part of my superpowers, right? My uniqueness. Like when I was a kid, and somebody people would tell me I was weird, and I would be like, unique, not weird, unique. And it was like a badge of honor, but it was also a form of protecting myself from being different or odd or unusual or whatever, weird or whatever. And there are times, often, that I feel like the best way to describe it is that I am trying to fit my puzzle piece into the completed puzzle minus one of the world around me, but it just doesn't fit, like my puzzle piece goes to another puzzle that I haven't found yet. So that's how sometimes I feel with my my magic. And for this message that came through for this particular person. So for those of us who, and I resonate with this obviously, but for those of us who feel like their magic is unseen or unrecognized or misunderstood or doesn't fit the puzzle piece or puzzle, right? Their piece doesn't fit the puzzle. There is a protection of surrounding yourself with people who support that idea. And then when you surround yourself with people and in an environment that supports the idea that you are the odd piece of the puzzle, it's like you stop believing in your magic and you stop breathing into it. Like the breath gets more shallow. And for me, I will say on my own journey, in my own life, it's like I almost tried to make myself disappear, right? Like I wanted to be invisible, which is a lie, but it's what I told myself, that I wanted to see if I could just erase the awkwardness, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, the awkwardness is the magic. I was just thinking, like, a horse doesn't have wings. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what makes the Pegasus magic. Now, on my mind, I'm going to like, Pegasus shows up with a whole bunch of horses, and they're like, "What's wrong with this guy?" You know what I mean? But Pegasus can fly; other horses can't. That's why he has the wings, or she. Could be a girl. Never know. But the point being, everybody has this. Everybody has magic. Because everybody's a snowflake in the sea of snow. And the more you tell yourself the story, self included, that you are the odd piece of the puzzle, the more you attract and magnetize that plot line. Sometimes it takes someone outside the story to show you that the story you've been telling is not the story they're seeing. And the only way for you to lay down the book of the old story, the story that you don't fit, the story that you need to quiet your magic, is by falling back in love with yourself. And how do you do that? Fine. I'm glad you asked, Megan. I'll tell you, Megan. Here are 5 ways to fall in love with yourself and reignite your magic. Cultivate your magic. 1, surprise yourself daily. How do you do that? Well, try something new. Try something new every day. Whether it's a food, whether it's a new route, whether it's a new store, whether it's a new practice, try something new every day. See how you respond. The surprise is not only in the new adventure portion, but also how you react to the new stimuli. 2, make a list of all the things that you love, and make a list of all the things you love that you've tried, and make a list of all the things that you love that you have not tried, and try them. Amplify that feeling of what turns you on, what excites you, what like turns up the vibration in your happy heart. 3, play around with balance. What I mean by this is if you are normally a person who goes into a room and commands the space, right? Explore what it's like to just observe. If you're the kind of person who goes to a new place or meeting or social occasion and is super quiet and held back, step into the light, introduce yourself, speak up, play with balance. Resist your natural tendency to find a little balance. 4, cultivate a practice of daily listening. This could be meditation. This could be exercise. This could be journaling. What's going on with you mentally, emotionally, physically? Draw your awareness to it and listen and respond accordingly. Be in conversation with your soul self, but cultivate a safe space for just you. And lastly, in your mind's eye, sculpt a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful space. And however it appears to you is absolutely correct. You can place whatever gorgeous gifts that you like in there. Cultivate this as a little retreat space where you can fill up your cup, celebrate all your wins, review your learning opportunities, and feel at home, feel anchored, feel whole. The beautiful part about our brains is our gift of imagination. And when the imagination becomes clear and the emotions support it, the brain creates it. You are magic. Breathe into yourself. All right. That's this week's message. Big buckets of love. Make some magic today. I hope you have a wonderful holiday, a gorgeous new year. I'll see you back in 2025. If you need a little gift for the loved ones in your life for the holidays last minute, there is, I believe, still some time through Amazon to purchase some of my journals that I offer. Magnetize Your Light is a transformational journey and bringing you back to a more purpose-filled clarity for your life. Coloring book, workbook, and journal. This year, something I'm very excited about, which is called Moon Magic Create for 2025. It's a layout of the moon and its phases and its filters of the zodiacal signs, right? So, and how those signs color the moon's energy in each phase and what to do in each phase. So you can plan out not only your intentions for the month, but through the phases, how they affect you. And then there's a portion for reflecting on the new moon and some action plans creatively and just in general for the new moon and the full moon, as well as a page of just straight up creation. What are you being called to do to be in flow with the moon and her energies? I have a coloring book for kids called the Super G's. and then the shadow G's, the not so super G's, kind and loving coloring book. So it talks about gratitude, being gracious, being gentle, being genuine, and generous. And the shadow side G's are so greedy, gloating, putting yourself above others, grumbling, complaining, and not being appreciative, gutless, not even trying, not even showing up, and gruff, being aggressive, not only with others, but yourself as well. And then finally, a nice, beautiful journal that has just come out. I'm super excited. This is for the dreamer in you. This is for the intuitive in you. I'm a big dreamer. I get dreams a lot. So when the dreams come, a lot of them have messages for them. And sometimes it's just emotions attached that I need to journal out and kind of process to see, like, what was that about, right? Some of them are messages that are straight up like, write this down. This is my intuition talking to me. So this journal it's blank, and it's for you to cultivate a daily practice or your practice of intuitive connection and conversation and or dream exploration or creative expression. The pages are blank and not lined specifically for that. So if something is coming through you that you need to sketch or doodle out, you do that. If you have a message that you want to write down and explore, you can do that. Works really well with the Moon Magic Create count or journal, I'm just saying. And if you're looking for an intuitive reading to start the year off, I always feel like it's a good time to have an intuitive reading at the beginning of the year. My readings not only look at, your kind of your spirit guides, your past life lessons that your soul is requesting you to call into this life now to help you move forward on your journey, but also is kind of a clearing. I look at chakras and auras and what's you're evolving from and what you're evolving to. And that kind of becomes like this beautiful, I don't know, like deep tissue massage for your energy. So if that is something that your soul is requesting to kick off 2025 with, all of these things you can find on my website at magnetizeyourlight.com. If any of this resonated with you today, I'd love to hear about it at Magnetize Your Light on all socials. Big buckets of love.